Fldigi, the fine digital modem software, written by Dave W1HKJ, is a multi-platform suite of programs that are used for both regular amateur radio digital operations, as well as in use for emergency communication via NBEMS. Fldigi works great with the excellent Signature series radios produced by FlexRadio Systems and their Smart SDR software. As an operator who's used digital modem software from the early 2000s, the new radios are a tremendous advance when coupled with Fldigi. No interfacing cables between the computer and radio are needed, other than an Ethernet cable from the radio to your internet router, and that's it. Everything else happens inside the computer and the radio. It is a little different from old school situations. I, for one, don't miss that mess a bit. So let's dig in and get you up and running. First things first is that control of the FlexRadio by Fldigi is accomplished by RigCat. RigCat uses XML files to provide information to control the radio. XML is a form of markup language. We get these XML files online at the same place where we get the Fldigi suite of software. Where we get these files is at sourceforge.net. Here's the link, and I've also put links in the info under the video. There are two files that we want, smartSDR/sliceA.xml and smartSDR-sliceb.xml. Strictly speaking, you only need one of them, but as you learn more about SmartSDR, the B-slice will come in handy for you. You'll want to make certain you place those files in the right folder on your computer. On a Windows machine, that is the users/yourname/fldigi.files/rigs folder. Okay, now that you have the files and they're in the right folder, let's start the radio in Fldigi. Open the rig description window in Fldigi. We do this by going to the Configure menu, clicking, then moving down to Rig Control on the drop-down menu. When you click this, a window with a number of tabs appears. The third tab from the left on the bottom row is marked RigCat. Click on that. In the middle of the screen, right below that, is a checkbox that reads Use RigCat. Click on that. Next, you should select the rig. To the right of the rig description window, click Open and choose smartSDR-sliceA.xml. If you have your rig description XML files in the right folders, they'll show right up. If you don't see them, you need to put them there. Now, we'll move on to the rig setting. The rig settings are as follows. Device should be COM4. The baud rate you'll want is 115,200. Stop bits, you'll want 1. The next settings are retries 5, retry interval 200, write delay 5, init delay 300. Moving on to the checkboxes below, you'll check cat command for push to talk or PTT. You'll check VSP enable. Leave the other boxes unchecked. Now you see that initialize button? It's turned red since you've been doing things. Click it, save it, and close the window. At this point, you should have rig control. Try a few things in Fldigi. Change bands or other rig functions. The radio should respond. If the rig doesn't respond, reopen the rig control window. Go to RigCat and look at the device options again. COM4 is usually used, but I had a few occasions where the radio wanted COM5. Give the other COM port a try. Now, if they still aren't talking, open the Smart SDR Cat program. It's on the Hidden Icons part of the taskbar. Left-click on the Show Hidden Icons on the taskbar, Then right-click on the cat icon and choose Show Control Panel. The two different icons are almost identical. Make certain that you click on Smart SDR Cat. Check to see what virtual COM port it is expecting to connect third-party programs to. So now it should be controlling the radio. Next up, we'll get the audio from Fldigi to Smart SDR and the radio. We use the DAX program that makes life a lot easier and interconnect cables mostly banished. So let's go back to the Fldigi screen. In Fldigi, go to the menu bar and select Configure Sound Card. On the window that pops up, you should check the Port Audio checkbox. Oh boy, look at this. In the drop-down menu for the sound devices, you'll see a huge number of choices. Don't be intimidated though, it's actually pretty easy. Capture should be set to DAX Audio RX1, and then in parentheses DAX RX Audio, and playback should be set to DAX Audio TX1, and in parentheses DAX TX Audio. You're almost there now. So we're going back over to the Smart SDR screen again. In Smart SDR, go over to the right-hand side of the screen. You'll go to the P/CW window. There are some buttons there. Make certain that you have the DAX button clicked. When it's clicked, it will turn blue. In the Slice window, click on the DAX tab and make certain you have Channel 1 enabled. Click again to close the DAX tab. Also in the Slice window, click in the Mode window and select DIGU, which is Digital Upper Sideband, and set the bandwidth to 3.0K. Click again to close it. Now we go to the right side of the screen again, to the TX window. In the case of a very narrow bandwidth modem like PSK31, you don't need nor do you want too much power. I use 30 watts per PSK unless I'm playing with QRP or a program like Whisper Propagation Reporter. I'll crank the power way down to a couple watts. This should be it. Go up to your Fldigi window and select an appropriate band and mode. Here we'll go to 20 meter PSK. You should see any activity that there is and be able to transmit as well. You can fine-tune the audio into and out of Fldigi. Go back to the hidden icons on your taskbar. Choose the DAX icon. Right-click on that and show the control panel. You'll see a Slice A RX gain. Increase or decrease it to get the level to where an attractive Fldigi waterfall appearance is achieved. You can set the TX levels as well, but I've never had to. I've always just left it at 50%, and it appears to work pretty good. Save your configuration in Fldigi before you quit. I've taken up the habit of saving the configuration every time I use the program, because if I don't, it seems I lose some adjustment I made, and I forgot about it. Now you should save a profile in Smart SDR. And if you're new to Smart SDR, there's a great feature available for you. You can save your settings as a global profile. At the upper left of the Smart SDR window menu, choose Save Global Profile. A window pops up that allows you to pick a name. I chose Fldigi 20 meters and then saved it. Now every time I want to go digital on 20, I just load that profile. Well, that's about it. If this old squirrel can get this thing running, then you can too. We'll see you on the waterfall.